All right, so picture this. You've got an AI. It gets what you're saying, obviously, but it also gets what you see and hear. Pretty wild, right?
Yeah, that's the big deal with Google's Gemini 2.0, or at least that's what they're promising. We're going to dig into all that, see what makes it tick, why everyone's making such a fuss.
Right, because everyone is definitely talking about this. Tech people, marketing people, everyone's trying to figure out what this Gemini 2.0 can really do.
For sure, it's the hot topic.
Absolutely. So today, we're going to break it all down. What makes Gemini 2.0 so special? How does it compare to, the big names out there like ChatGPT and Claude? And most importantly, how's it going to change things up for us, in our work, our lives, all that? So first things first, what is it about Gemini 2.0 that's got everyone so hyped up?
Well, one of the biggest things is its agentic capabilities.
Agentic capability.
Yeah, basically it can kind of take the reins a bit. It's not just following instructions anymore. It can take initiative and actually do things on its own.
Okay, that sounds pretty impressive, but what does that actually look like? I mean, give me an example.
Sure, imagine you're, I don't know, a marketer, right? You're
Yeah.
working on a new campaign. Now, instead of digging through data and reports yourself, Gemini 2.0 could be analyzing trends, figuring out what your target audience likes, even coming up with strategies, before you even have to ask.
So basically like having an AI marketing assistant who just never sleeps.
Exactly. It's all about boosting what we can do, not replacing us altogether. And that's where another big feature comes in, what they call multimodal processing.
Yeah, I remember reading about that in Google's blog post, but honestly, some of that tech stuff went way over my head. Could you break it down a bit?
Think about how we, like humans, take in information. We read articles, we listen to podcasts like this one, we watch videos. Well, Gemini 2.0 does the same. It can analyze text, audio, and video all at the same time.
Oh.
So it can connect all these insights from different places and get a much better understanding of what's going on.
So it's kind of like having an AI that actually sees the whole picture, not just bits and pieces of it.
Exactly. And that whole multimodal thing, that's what lets Gemini 2.0 do those really complex tasks, like comparing different types of data or creating really creative content that uses all sorts of media.
Well, speaking of creativity, I've seen a ton of buzz online, especially on marketing profs, about how Gemini 2.0 could totally revolutionize marketing. Is that hype for real?
I mean, the potential's definitely there. Imagine creating campaigns that are super targeted, that react to what people are actually watching and listening to, or making decisions based on data, but instantly. Gemini 2.0 could really speed up the whole marketing game.
It all sounds amazing, but how does it actually stack up against the other AI tools that are already out there, like ChatGPT, Claude, all those? Is it really that much better?
Well, from what we've seen, there were some tests. They talked about them on the AI ToolBox podcast. And it looks like Gemini 2.0 does do better, especially with tasks that need complex thinking or figuring out problems with lots of steps. It seems closer to, a real general AI.
That's really interesting. But they also mentioned on AI Toolbox that there might be a downside, a pretty steep learning curve. So is this going to be something anyone can use, or are we going to need to go back to school for this?
Yeah, that's a good point. The early versions of Gemini 2.0 will probably need some tech know-how, but I mean, that's true with any new technology. I'm sure we'll see more user-friendly versions as time goes on.
So kind of a trade-off then. Huge potential, but maybe a little harder to get into at first.
Exactly. Something to think about as this all develops.
Okay, so beyond all the tech specs and the comparisons and all that, what about how people are using Gemini 2.0 in the real world? Are there any examples of that yet?
Well, it's early days, but we're already seeing some pretty cool uses. Researchers are using it to look at medical images, educators are using it to personalize learning, and businesses are using it for those complicated tasks that used to take forever.
So it's more than just hype then. There's some real action behind it. And I mean, if the hashtags are anything to go by, like hashtag Gemini 2 and hashtag AI Breakthrough, which they mentioned on AI Toolbox, are trending all over the place, it seems like the excitement's really catching on.
For sure, it's got everyone's attention from the experts to, everyday people. This is a really exciting time for AI. Things are moving so fast.
And it's not just Gemini 2.0, right?
Yeah.
Google's also put out other stuff like, what was it, VO2 for video generation, and the Flash thinking model for even more powerful AI reasoning. They're just cranking stuff out.
Yeah, Cinco Diaz and Silicon Republic had some great articles about all that if you're interested in reading more.
Awesome. I'll check those out. So before we wrap things up, I'm curious, what are you personally most excited about with Gemini 2.0?
For me, it's the potential to solve problems that we haven't even thought of yet. Imagine breakthroughs in healthcare, education, even sustainability. I mean, who knows what else?
Yeah, it's kind of mind-blowing, isn't it? And I'll admit, a little bit scary, too.
Absolutely. And that's exactly why we're doing this deep dive. The future of AI is being shaped right now, so we need to stay informed and involved. We're all part of this.
For sure. And that's why we encourage everyone listening to follow at AI for the People for daily updates. And as always, let us know what you think. Like, share, comment. You know the drill.
Let's keep the conversation going. It's
Absolutely.
important.
Until next time.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye.